name? Yusuf whom? The other, Sami Yusuf, for instance. And it is okay to listen to the music with the percussion, not with the musical instruments. I want to ask you a question right now. Will I die if I do not listen to pop or rock and roll or to any music? Will I die if I don't download to my iPod Spice Girls? Will I die? Huh? If I don't watch that, is it a life essential element? No, it is not. But I will be given up on something that I love so that Allah will reward me for it. So we all agree, boys and girls, that at one time all of us loved it. Similar to those who love any other thing which is prohibited. Who would like to have a relationship with a girl? Who would like to have a date? If a girl would like to have a date with a nice, handsome looking boy, everybody likes. But because it is haram and it is inappropriate, we don't do it. Why? Because there is a magnificent reward that Allah has prepared for those who will comply. Who would like to be free to do whatever he or she would do? Look, one time in New York, there was a blackout. Do you know what blackout is? Okay? There was no power, no electricity. The whole state, which means that including computer systems and surveillance cameras, everything is not functioning. Do you know what happened? People started looting and stealing and collecting stuff from the clothes and merchandise, and they robbed the stores and they ran home. Why? Because they were not behaving because they are good believers. They were only behaving because there are surveillance cameras. But once they have the chance to do anything awful, they would not hesitate to do it. Even on September the 11th, where people were dying right and left, it was a disaster. Some people, next block to the World Trade Centers which have been demolished, next block, they were cashing money from the ATM machines, which was not theirs because the computer was messed up. So people cashed thousands and thousands. Later on, obviously, they were caught. So those people who do whatever they think it is good for themselves, whatever they like and desire, without really thinking whether it is appropriate or not, lawful or unlawful, are totally messed up. What decides for us whether it's appropriate or not, and who decides for us in this regard, is Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if you give up on anything that you love for the sake of Allah, because He said don't do it, or you do something that you want to do it, but because Allah said you do it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fill your heart with love and belief, and He will raise your ranks and will take you to heaven. So the choice is totally yours. Guess what? Last thing I'm going to say. Since this life is short and brief, then we have to pass the test. Don't we? We have to. How short is this life? How short? Let's say that somebody is living for 60 years. That his lifespan is 60 years. How much time do you sleep of every day? Almost 8 hours average? Right? So 8 hours a day, this is 1/3 of the day. So we're talking about if you're living for 60 years, you have 20 years of your lifetime in bed. Asleep. So you're not doing anything, neither good nor bad. And as long as you are a child and you did not reach the puberty age, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not punish you for sins that you did, because supposedly you're innocent and you did not know. So that's another 15 years, 15 and 20, that's 35 years. And we spend a lot of time eating and drinking, so we're doing a good thing, and we're not being extravagant. So say out of the 6 years, another 5 years that's consumed in eating and drinking. So the total is 40 years. So the actual lifetime that Allah is testing you in this life with is 20 years, exactly. So can't we be good and remain steadfast and try to please Allah for only 20 years in order to enter heaven and be saved on the day of judgment forever? Yes, why not? Why not? Because the gift and the prize is really worth it. You get all what you want. You're going to listen to music and you're going to drink wine, but different wine. Not the same wine which will make you drunk or intoxicated. You're going to have all the fun you want, but if you do not listen to Him and you disregard His commands, you will not be only deprived from all of that, you will end up in a place that you would never like to go near to. Now, I'll be happy to take your questions. I'll begin from right to left. Now.
Does any Muslim ever go to hellfire?
Yes. Many Muslims who are only Muslims by the name, but they do bad things. A Muslim who's taking drugs, a Muslim who's having an affair with a girl outside marriage, a Muslim who drinks, a Muslim who steals. If a Muslim does any of that, he will be punished for that. Except if he asks Allah for forgiveness, if he repents and turns to be a good person until he meets Allah, then Allah will forgive him his sin.
What is the easiest way to go to heaven?
The easiest way to go to heaven? That's a very difficult question. It is, isn't it? Hang around good people. That is the easiest answer. Hang around good people. Like, we're sitting right now. Are we doing anything that may upset Allah? Obviously not. Allah is happy with us. So what if I hang around the wrong people? What will happen? I would definitely get hurt. I would definitely do something that is bad. Or at least I would see something bad and I cannot change it. So hang around good people. Have all your friends and your peer of nice and good Muslims. As we said, not all Muslims are good. Some Muslims are on drugs. Stay away from them. Some girls are bad. They're Muslims. Stay away from them. The easiest way to go to heaven, see exactly what Allah wants from you to do and do it. And see exactly what upsets Allah and stay away from it. Okay, next. Okay.
Well, you said to stay away from people or possibly bad influence.
Mm-hmm.
Then aren't you also supposed to try to lead them to the good way? Wouldn't you be abandoning them if you weren't?
Very good question. She's saying, how would you stay away from bad peer while we're required to give them da'wah and approach them to be better individuals? That depends. Somebody says, you know what, I'm hanging around with this gang in order to make them good Muslims or make them quit. Guess what? But there is a risk that you may end up being one of them. Right? So in this condition we say, it is better to take care of yourself until you are in a situation where you have an influence on them. But when you're afraid that they might affect you negatively and their influence on you might be much greater than yours, then it is better to stay away from them. And I can always advise them from a distance. I don't have to go to their meetings, nor do I have to try smoking with them so that I can give them a good influence or approach them and give them da'wah. Main thing that you need to protect yourself. You will be asked mainly about your own self. Next. Faddal. What's your name? Adil. Okay, go ahead, ya Adil.
What's a simple way you do da'wah?
What is a simple way to do da'wah? Do you guys all know what da'wah is? Huh? Da'wah is when you see somebody doing something bad, you tell him that this is bad. And when you see somebody missing something good, you tell him that you're missing something good. I'll give